Round and round we glide on a blockchain dream. Pixels shimmer soft in a laser beam, mining through the night for the gold unseen. Crypto tides lift high in a digital stream. Patterns twist and gleam on the candlestick glow. Whispers weave through markets in a hopeful flow. Hold out as the waves of the prices grow. Fortune hums alive where the dreamers go. We're trading in circles, can't slow down. Weaving up a future in this crypto town. Zeros and ones make the world spin around. Every coin we hold's a treasure found. Oh yeah, yeah. Every coin we hold's a treasure found. Light glows warm on a virtual shore. Ether's quiet blessings we can't ignore. Skies stretch wide through a digital door. Chasing dreams that shimmer, craving more. We're trading in circles, can't slow down. Weaving up a future in this crypto town. Zeros and ones make the world spin around. Every coin we hold's a treasure found. Oh yeah, yeah. Every coin we hold's a treasure found. Spin the key in waves like a fortune's reel. Dreams take flight in chains with a hopeful feel. Blocks rise high, turn the unreal to real. Crypto lift me high where the tides reveal. Oh, we're trading in circles, can't slow down. Weaving up a future in this crypto town. Zeros and ones make the world spin around. Every coin we hold's a treasure found. Oh yeah, yeah. Every coin we hold's a treasure found. We're trading in circles, can't slow down. Weaving up a future in this crypto town. Zeros and ones make the world spin round. Every coin we hold's a treasure found. Oh yeah, yeah. Every coin we hold's a treasure found. Yeah. Market hums high, I'm feeling light. Crypto circles float through the night.
Stack them coins in the game with me. Roll through dips, keep it fly with me. Hey, hey, must be the crypto. If you wanna see the charts go green, dodge the crash, keep it clean with me. Hit the market, live the dream with me. Hey, hey, must be I'm posted Discord where the hype's too loud. Shills be pumping coins, got the whole damn crowd. I was young, chased the buzz, thought I moved real quick. Bet my stack, no research, man, that move was sick. Leverage high, no stop loss, watch my wallet bleed. Held too long, market dip, left me in the weeds. Disco shit said, hold up tight, but I crashed so hard. Now I'm back with smarts, trading clean, no scars. If you wanna go and trade with me, stack them coins in the game with me. Roll through dips, keep it fly with me. Hey, hey, must be the crypto. If you wanna see the charts go green, dodge the crash, keep it clean with me. Hit the market, live the dream with me. Hey, hey, must be the now crypto. Riding charts, got my game on lock. Check the tech, read the white paper, know the market's clock. Discord's wild, but I don't chase the shillers, empty hype. Set my sales, keep it cool, watch my profits spike. Low leverage, I ain't tripping on no margin call. Learn my lesson now, I'm ballin', standing 10 feet tall. Group things dead, I'm the one who's calling all the shots. Trade with me, we'll be stacking crypto to the top.
Sometimes there's those certain days when you wake up and things just don't seem to click together. Seem to have that day where, oh my gosh, it feels like a hangover and I ain't been drinking. Sometimes it just feels like age is catching up with you. You're just having a bad day. Things just aren't going your way. Things are just, it's raining cats and dogs out there of bad luck. On those days, there's two things that you might need in your life. One to be a little bit of Jesus. The other thing to be a little bit of cowbell. I recommend getting your Jesus first, then coming back for cowbells for your juicy seconds for desserts. Little cowbell, lift your spirits and make you feel a little better. I'm going to give you a little taste of that right now. Stand back. If you want to join along, you are definitely allowed to grab your ding-a-ling and participate right along with me. We'll just have a big old circle ring right here before we begin our show. Thank you for hanging out, everybody. Enjoy the ringing.
Hit the top, we'll be there real soon. If you wanna go and trade with me, stack them coins in the game with me. Roll through dips, keep it fly with me. Hey, hey, must be the crypto. If you wanna see the charts go green, dodge a crash, keep it clean with me. Hit the market, live the dream with me. Hey, hey, must be the crypto.
Now, this is your first time riding this crazy train. Well, the conductor happens to be a turkey. If you are allergic to turkey or poultry projects, this show is probably not for you. However, if you are a little on the wild side and like to go with the whole chicken instead of the feather, well, then I think you found your new home. We'll get started right here in just a moment.
Stumbling through a market's cruel turn. All cones are crying left out to burn. Wallets bleeding dry in the dust and shade.
And it's about this time that I asked my little productive assistants over there to hit that gosh darn button. You would think he would know how to do it by now.
For those of you out there that have hit that like button, I just want to say thank you very much.
I'm a turkey, and you're watching Road Dog Crypto. Woo! It's about to get crazy, y'all. Or is it? Welcome to the stream, everybody. Glad to have you here. Hopefully we got our microphone on. Did the stream earlier today. Went 30 whole minutes without the microphone. Imagine that. And I was going all out. I thought I was saying some good stuff there, and I had to go back and double up. Just misses the whole effect right there. Just lost a little magic right there. Why am I not hearing myself that good? Can you guys hear me okay? Is everything all right? My check coming out okay? Did we turn you down too much? Let's try that right there. We did a little bit of adjustments on our mic and trying to finagle our way through that. So, welcome everybody. Glad to have you here. Let me come over and say hello to everybody. Try to get to having doing this early just for those microphone moments, if nothing else. Mellis Williams, you were first tonight. Shout out to you. Whoa. Mellis says, yeah, after 100 years of patiently waiting, I'm finally first tonight. Congratulations. Tommy Teeler says, cowbell, please and thank you. Happy to support that idea. Yeah, I was a cowbell dealer in the last lifetime. What's shaking, OG1? Good to have you here. I see the little devil horns coming out. I don't have a dingo-ling, unfortunately. Well, hey. We're just not going to comment. That could have went lots of wild places right there. Let's go, Road Dog! Woo! All right, so welcome everybody. We're taking a look at Bitcoin as it's hanging around between 13 and 14, and it feels like it wants to stay here for a minute, to be honest with you. I was kind of hoping they would pull their old pumpty pump and get us all chasing. And I mean, they started a little on Sunday, right? That was kind of cool. But they're being very lackluster right now. Personally, what I think can be happening right here for the price action that I'm seeing, local pattern that we're looking at here on the, what was this time frame? 36 minute, smaller time frame, but not too small, right? Not like a 1 minute or a 5 minute. We got a few little legs here. So we've got a what I call a bullish megaphone. A lot of people call it a bullish megaphone. An opening broadening wedge or opening broadening pattern for all you nerdy people out there. Basically, we're looking price come up, and then she wanted to be coming down, and that's what she's doing. But she's broadening now while she's getting that nasty old broad. Look at that broad right there. Anyway, but what they kind of do, one of the telltale signatures of this that's worth looking for and noting about this pattern is that they do a partial decline. And what that means is, where they come down and touch the touches of the trend line, which I don't really have a great one on there. Pardon me for being sloppy. But what I would be looking for it to come down, possibly back to these areas, right? Maybe down to 112.7. It could, or it could be a higher low. We got another trend line coming in about what is that? 113. If nothing else, we might just retest this little dotted ass line right there. Let me come back over to another chart that I've got. Same idea happening right there. Same idea. But on this one, I also have this trend line here. Bigger trend line idea, and you kind of got to zoom out and go bigger time frames even to zoom out to see what that is. That's our bigger kind of move, and it's a little sloppy. It's got a little wiggle room to it, I'll admit, because hard to line that thing up perfectly when them candle bodies down there with the W I got going on. But we are right at that little guy, finding some support. And I like that idea. That could be our higher low right there. So when we zoom out on the 4 hour, okay. But there's some warning signs here on the 4 hour. We talked about that earlier today. We're getting the death cross on the 4 hour. Thump, thump, thump. Death cross. So all this is free. You don't have to pay nothing to get all the little song and dance extras. I give that to you free every night, ladies and gentlemen. Only here. The only crypto show with a turkey. Ah! Anyway. Shake what the good Lord gave you. All right. So we're hoping to see a higher low come over here so that we can come up here. But man, death cross happening right there. That's that 50 moving average crosses the 200. That's what happens. But now a lot of times what happens is sometimes we get to go up there, but it looks like, man, we still got some downward pressure. I really don't want to see this other line, this little white one. I really don't see it cross that 200 either. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully, we start picking up some momentum and maybe we, save that from happening, but it's too early to tell. As long as we're below this yellow line, this 200 moving average on the 4 hour, I lean more bearish than bullish. I mean, not that I want to, but that's what the chart tells me to do. So, it knows better about what it's going to do than I do. So if it tells me something, I try to take notice of that. And best to make plans off of whatever it's telling me there. So we're below our 9 moving average on this time frame, and that's naughty. Below our 21, that's even naughtier. What are you trying to do to us? You better recover that. And the sign that we have that we might is just that we have not had our bearish cross of that 9. Smaller moving average moves quicker, follows price more, right? Hasn't crossed over the 21. If that happens, it'll take some downward candles to make that happen, most likely, or just a bunch of sideways. But if that happens, then that's a bearish thing that should send us down, and that's we don't want to see that. But because it has not yet crossed, we still have the hope and the opportunity for a price candle to recover it, and therefore, instead of it crossing, it will do the old duck lip thing. And hopefully we can make this our higher low and hopefully come up and knock out a higher high as we come up and kick this little death cross ass right here, because it needs a good ass kicking. Historically, when you've had those on the 4 hour, sometimes it's good to go back and look and see how they played out. That was this was it right here. This was one cross bearish right there, and we were already below, kind of like we are now. What happened after that? They went up to touch the 200 moving average before getting the full effect of the death cross. Thump, thump, thump. It would suck to take a big ass move like that from, what is that, from 106 down to 99. That's a $7,000 move right there after that death cross. That's nasty. Is that going to happen to us this time? Well, here was another death cross over here. Man, coming in. Oh, man, we're under the weather and getting ready to get a death cross. I know price is going up, but that death cross is coming in. You know we're going down, going to 30,000. It's just not going to be able to hang, man. Death crosses are coming, man. 50 cross to 20 to 200. It's going to be all over. But suddenly we came up and went to 110,000. So the 50 cross and the 200, it's got some momentum to it. May take a while to catch up. It's not horrible. There was so much momentum coming with this move that it made that 50 instead of just making a big ugly cross here. It was on a stronger trajectory here, right? But then, and it should have went down like this, but instead this move helped it to level out and even cross up bullish right over here. And what happened when it crossed bullish? When we got the golden cross, that's a buy signal, people. That's technically a buy signal. Now I don't recommend you ever go on it. Take it as such and actually buy. Oh, that's there. I'm going to buy because it usually has some stuff to work out afterward. Just saying, usually, most times you'll see that. Which is here, the buy signal came in, and what happened? We dumped. Oh man, that sucks. Death cross. What happened? Yeah, we came back and touched 200. Will we have that chance again? Well, I'd say we might have that chance. Let's figure out where we are right now. Talk about these things. See, we're below 200. Death cross. Got a good chance to be coming up here. Maybe to 117. That's where I'm hopeful for. I'm hoping we can get up to at least there. But hey, man, we got to take it one step at a time here, right? What we don't want to do is just jump on the bandwagon of, you know, if we have a good green candle day. You know what it's like here on YouTube. And I don't stay around X, but I remember when I used to be there, and it's even worse. You got everything piping out of there, all that influence. You know, one green candle, and all of a sudden we're going to $150,000, and you'll start getting all the crazy measure moves. You know, that start out kind of reasonable, but somehow by the time that they get their targets out here, you know. We're going all the way to 123 in the next 15 minutes. I don't know, you don't hear exactly that, but it sure just, some people hear that. When you're new, you hear a lot of things that you hope to and want to, and smaller time frames here on Bitcoin. Let's look at the 15. Lost trend line. That sucks. So we got a little correction in the mix, and in the works again. And of course, this is the first area, second area. We've already topped over that, so we're just trying to see what she's trying to do. All these smaller time frames also below the 200 moving average. Sucks. But what really sucks is altcoins when they start going down. However, after the recent little dip we've had over the last few hours, it looks like she's found an area of support here. This, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I believe it's a 0.5 Fibonacci from a high to low pull? No, from a low to high. Okay, yeah. So we've come down to the 0.5 Fibonacci, which is half of an impulse move, right? 50% retracement. That's pretty decent. This is a good area to bounce, and that's what we were hoping. That's why I got these little yellow lines over here. So I was hoping that we would bounce, and that is where I still think that we have a good chance to try to go up to. Don't know if we'll get much further than that on our first attempt, but we need a little relief out of these altcoins because it's, gosh darn it, altcoins just basically they suck. Except for some days, but it doesn't last long, right? They suck more than they don't suck. Now this little channel that we had is starting to become one of them bullish megaphone patterns. It's descending and it's broadening out there, and they start getting a little bullish. These kind of operate about almost like them falling wedgies do. They're kind of nice. They've got about a 72% chance to break to the upside. And we covered that also earlier. We just saw that on Bitcoin too. It may want to do the partial decline. It may level out, or this might be it. It's where it came down, and then we came down partially meaning we didn't come all the way down to the bottom of the trend line. We've only made a partial decline. So we took these levels, same levels, higher low actually. So she might be ready to try to do a little something here. That would be cool. We need that. We need a good pump hump on Wednesday. maybe they'll try to pump us up going into the weekend and entice people to start chasing. If they do start pumping us up Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'd be getting a little nervous about that weekend. It might be a scary one if that happens. They got a little system that they like to run on us, run on retail, and they might be wanting to take some profit. Who knows? I'm just being speculative right now. We just need number to go up, baby. We're in a correction already. Don't need to be talking about one coming 3 or 4 days ago. We need to be talking about amounts coming. That's what we need to take advantage of, but need to take advantage of it as it comes. Because things are looking shaky so far for August. I'm not seeing any clear-cut sign that we're ready to blast off to the moon just yet. I wish it was there. I do wish it do be. However, all of our indicators here on Total 3 on the weekly, they in some top areas, baby. I'm just saying. And there is some downward pressure here for Total 3. So we got to keep those things in mind. Looks like you're about ready to print a red dot here on the weekly is what it looks like. Looking over here at the MACD, you can see some weakness here on the weekly for Total 3. So altcoin season about ready to pop off. I beg to differ on that. I do beg to differ, but you will see a lot of people swearing it up and down that it's almost here. We still got a few little things, few little boxes to tick before we can confidently call an altcoin season. We might be seeing it, but only a fool is going to call it this early. Is all I'm saying. And the best way to lose your money in this market is to follow a pool. Here we got on the daily, we got our sell signal here on Total 3 on the daily. This can go away. Money flows in the green. That's good. But she's trying to print a red dot here on market ciphers. So, so what does it mean? It means altcoins are going to be shaky AF, man. And if you get some profit and get a good run out of your altcoin, or if you have one that pops off and does some really cool things, because some of them are. It's going to be kind of like popcorn. You're going to see just a few pop off and do really good, and the rest of them just going to be sitting around here watching. What? Oh man, they're going to be hanging around or declining while a few others will pop off. It's better than all of them going down though, so we got that. Ladies and gentlemen, let me come over. I'm going to while we wrap this up, put this little request marker in the chat. Come over and see you guys again. Oh, I hit the wrong one again, didn't I? 22 people hanging out. Awesome. MG Motorsports says you really have to release some more of these songs, Road Dog. That last one, something about altcoins is great. Oh, was that that one might be out. If it's altcoins are crying, that one is out. But there was one in the intro that, I meant to release it and I forgot to, I think. Yeah, there's a couple more I need to. I like to give them a little while. Actually, I like to get feedback from you guys before I release them, because sometimes I'll get one and it might slip through me because I don't know, whatever mood. I'd rather throw them through and see what kind of feedback I get from you guys too. So I do take notice of that. So I appreciate all the feedback I get on the channels. So we got Gator Squatch is in the house. Gator Squatch says ZBCN is back up and doing good. Actually, that one's on my list, and I need some more of these little notebooks, man. I filled them up back and front with our I do the list on these every night, right? But let's take a look at these, and then I will come back after this and we'll go, and I put the marker over here, right there. So if you do have a coin you want to take a look at, yeah, you guys got it. You guys are putting them right there. It makes it easy for me to find when I come back. Baba Yaz. I'm shaking with the cowbells and catching falling knives. Don't stop the music, Golden Turkey. I'm bleeding on the dance floor and don't want to stop dancing. Maybe we should just we should throw out the disco ball. Of course, it don't really fit with this music. I got my vampire music on right now. It's my gothic. But who says you can't have a disco ball? But then you need some go-go girls, so no, not yeah. There's our go-go girls right there. They were out of Vampire Gothic chicks, so that's as close as I could get. All right, let's take a look at a few coins here. ZBCN. And Bybit Perps. I like to go with spot prices because they usually have the best history. But you can make an argument that your perpetual futures or your futures might be more realistic about, you know, the sentiment of it. Gosh, that does look nice. That looks nice. So she's getting a breakout right now. If you're looking at top trend lines like that, just confirmed a breakout candle on the 4 hour. So if you were doing a 4 hour trade, you would officially have an entry on this candle. Now that candle range is from 0.005 to 0.0053. Not much of a difference. This is where you can talk yourself out of a trade if you get too crazy about it. Now, you can say there's a warning sign here because she's at some areas where we might see, you know, it could start getting tired around here. You already had one bump up, a second peak, a third peak. You can make an argument. I already got 3 humps and then a dump, or unless she's trying to do something just a little hella bullish. How do you know? How would you know if it's trying to do something hella bullish? If I had three bumps on a trend line, I'm thinking she's about to try it out. She does a secondary trend line. And here we only got 1, 2. We could be going for that third there, right? So you look at it that way, or if you want to pull out the little thing here, you can see how she's starting to do this little parabola. Parabolic. It means that she's doing really strong. And if it is doing the little parabolic step pattern there, we're looking for about 5 of these little guys if she can get her out. And what we want to see, which I have yet to see since 2017, to be honest with you, I've not really seen one that I can remember that actually did what the pattern is supposed to do. So you get another little step, and then you get one that goes up, and it makes one of them spiked up tops, just a big wick, blow off top is what they call it, the blow off top. And then that would be, you know, a full-on parabolic move. A lot of times they just kind of peter out somewhere in the middle, break the trend, and then whatever it does after, usually down and sideways. So I got that. So she's doing really good and really strong. ZBCN. Doesn't this one have a lot of tokens though? 0.005. It's bound to have a lot of tokens. So considering that, that's doing very well. So here's our deal. We pull high to low, and we watched it get past this area. We pulled high to low. This marks out where is the good buy zones. Anywhere below 0.0034 is where everybody's going to wish that they bought. I mean, closer to the bottom, the better. But hey, man, and you know when you're getting past that little red line right here, when you know you're getting past that, you know things are starting to get good, right? You know you got a chance at something. You got a chance at something. Step up. As long as we get past that 0.5, we got a better chance. Not getting past that 0.5, we could roll over and do some stuff, and we're still kind of stuck in the lower thirds here. However, even though we got rejected off this 618, we did get above it, opened the door for us. Nice strong trend line, and now Prices is fighting to get past that one. Look like she's going to try to. She might be pulling it off, boys, right here. Near the bottom of the trend line. It's still a good place to add to your bag on this one. Possibly take a trade on this one, although your return on it can be a little limited. I wouldn't expect very much more than 14 to 22% right off. And then at that point, it could even come back down to some of these other areas that we just left in some kind of a big correction or something. So we got to keep that in mind. That's the risk of buying high up here. But if you are going to buy high, she's by a trend line, you're really close to it, your risk reward's a lot tighter here. Just had a breakout. You got that idea too. Suitable entries here in the 4 hour. If I were looking at it and I said, okay, I might do that. Let's look. So now we come down to a smaller time frame, say like the 15 minute, 5 minute, whatever you want to go with there, something smaller. And now we're looking for an entry, right? We've had the idea. Now we're actually looking for the actual entry, right? And it's telling us she might actually come back down here at 0.0052 area. here you just got the golden cross, 50 crossed over the 200, and a lot of times, baby, that will come back and touch that 200 one more time just to make sure it's, you're okay, mama? You're okay, baby? And just come back to check on you before I go. So this is probably a retest of that breakout. Pretty cool. That's what I'd be looking for ZBCN. She might be coming back on the smaller time frame. Be a little patient. Might be able to get it here, and then it gives you more kitty in the kitty, more kettle in the kitty, more. What can you put in the kitty? Let's not go there. Where's the measure tool for the kitty? No, I told you it'd get weird. All right, 20%, almost 20% up to our next target there, 0.006. However, that move could go further. I'm just saying, but that would be the very next level that I'd be looking for. Be a nice place to take some target. Take some profit. Take some target. If you're looking for a higher high, I'm well, let me check something. I think I got you, but oh, you're a 786? Okay. We're gonna go with this one. Actually, I'm gonna go with these two. They both can work right there. And you should give me some confluence here somewhere. Okay. So 0.0077, 0.084 would be two higher high areas I would be looking for in case she wants to go up just a little bit higher in there. Leaning a little bit more toward this guy right here. 0.0084. Since we're trying to go parabolico, thing I like about zooming out is that you can see the bigger picture. She's been working on this for a minute. Nice, that's a strong move right there. While we're over here, I'm going to take a look at Zora, then I'll come back to the chat. Zora on MEXC, what have you done, Zora? We were looking at something that was a bearish pattern. She did break down, lost her trend lines. They don't usually have they don't have to have a deep retrace. It can still be working its way down. Looks like down to 0.0042 area. Looks like we're trying to head back to the 100 moving average area. You do, I'm on the 6 hour confirmed a red dot. It's been confirmed there. Let's see, we had a measure move. Blue lines are measure moves from, I guess it was breaking this level. Did not hit at 11 cents. The highest that we got up to that was 10.5 cents. I know, sometimes I suck. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You can't get it perfect every time. Now from the bottom, extend the trend line. Now we got a line in saying, you break that. Because you broke this one and see what you got us out of that deal. You broke that one already. So you hit 0.5. You haven't made a higher high. So here's what we need to do. We need to actually bounce here. 21 moving average is coming in there. You guys can't see it because it's so gosh darn small. Blow this guy up here a little bit. So we're down to bottom of the trend line area, and there's some support here. You might half-ass have a chance. You might half-ass have a chance here. That would be nice. Bouncing off the 0.5. Man, that gets us to some nice areas. Gets us up here in these areas, somewhere around 15 cents. We can pull it off in that bounce. Sounds crazy right now, but then that one day we come back and say, "Oh my God, we're at 15 cents." So I like that idea. If we do lose it, then we'll be looking. Oh man, you could get funky. I'd be looking at the 618 first area that I would look at, and that's at 4.4. If she's trying to do well, I think you've already done your ABC correction. That'd be ABC right there, baby. What do you say, Elliot? You agree? Oh my God, me and Elliot agree. That's rare. All right, did we jinx it? Did you jinx me or did I jinx you? What happened? So, according to this, fifth wave ABC, it's ready to start. It's ready to start the whole thing all over and do a bigger wave. Once they complete the 5 wave and then ABC, in theory, that makes this just a giant 1 and a giant 2, and then we go for the giant 3 move, which should be the biggest move, the biggest mover there. That's just Elliot in a nutshell. I'm not an Elliot wave expert. It gets too nerdy for me, but I'll tell you who I do like whenever I want to update and maybe pick up some Elliot wave alpha. That's Andy Bit Consensus. And I don't think I've ever. We got to meet Damien. You guys know him. You guys know Joe from Trade Intuition. But Andy Bitcoin Census. Now I think he usually comes on about 10 a.m. in the morning. A lot of times, but he is a very knowledgeable guy there. A very good person to follow. He's about got 100. He's a bigger tuber. He's been here for a while. And there was a Natalie Bit Consensus who was also good. Her techniques, she didn't go into all the stuff that he did, but she did like trend lines a lot though. Yeah. So I miss her. She was really cool. I hear that she lived in Sweden, I believe. Anyway, I think she was a comedian. Somebody told me that. She looked like a model or a beauty contestant. She's really pretty. But I never took her as being a comedian. I don't know. But somebody says she's a professional comedian. But anyway, she used to be. I don't know. We're just getting off topic, way off topic. Andy Bit Consensus. Check him if you're into Elliot Wave and everything. Man, he's got it down. He's got it down. He knows about the 5-wave flats and all that stuff and stuff that I don't know about. And he's your Elliot guy right there. So shout out to Andy Bit Consensus. Good solid follow right there for some real information. You got people on YouTube that have a good grasp of what they're out there sharing, and then you got some that are just kind of just throwing out things, whatever sounds good and whatever they can make try to look good. And it's more for it's not about learning as much as it is about the hype and validation. It's out there, okay? And so when you follow the better people that are out there trying to share, you're going to learn a lot more about this market from these people, spending time with your hour, 2 hour here, and then with that one that's out there it's always the same flag pattern. It's always this to the upside, and when it plays out, and when it doesn't, well, it's market's fault. Market's fault. You need to have there's more foundational support for your education out there. I'm just letting you know everything that they're out here teaching, everything, all those groups, all those courses out there offering, it's all available for free, right? You got Investopedia. That's where most of them take you to show it to you anyway. So they're just walking you over what an article someone else wrote, charging you for the work somebody else did. Go imagine that. That's crazy. Or one of the places I like is thepatternSite.com. Thomas Bukowski, if you're a pattern trader or Elliott person, he goes over Elliott Wave over here too. You can get a full education at these places. And regardless of whether you're paying somebody $5,000 or not, or $99 a month or not, you still got to go through and study all this stuff to get it down. Might as well get it from the sources that actually know what they're talking about than somebody that just puts it together. And well, in my experience, I've seen it happen many, many times. Just saying. You got a short window to master this stuff. You got years to master it, but you got a short window with crypto to actually make this work out. And it hasn't played the way we'd hoped that it would in this market, I got to say. In this cycle, especially the altcoins, right? Apparently it's blues night here at Road Dog Crypto. Maybe we let the army guys in the truck smoke a little. I forgot my coin. I put my life savings in Crow. That's a ballsy move, but Crow does pretty good. I'm just saying it can do 5, 6, maybe a 10x. I don't depend. It can make up some multiples there. Hey, there's Jim Darity for ZBCN to $1. It would need a $87 billion market cap. Good luck. Oh my God, a dollar. I didn't see a dollar. Wait, ZBCN was like a half a penny or something, wasn't it? Isn't that one? I've already forgot what we had on there. Oh yeah, okay. So she's at half a penny. Yeah, we're at a dollar. Oh my gosh. But when I zoom out, I gotta say, she's trying to get up there a little bit more. Looks like maybe. It's been a good ride though. What has she done already though? I mean, 600% right there, man. I'm just telling you. That's why I like the bottom areas. It takes a while for them to pay off, and when they pay off, man, they can pay off pretty good. And from the bottoms, that's where you make the bulk of your move. The bulk of your exponentials right there, your doubles and triples, and it comes from the lower that you get in, and that's when nobody wants to look at them or talk about them, or they talk bad about them. ZBCN ain't gonna do nothing. Can't even break up, man. Got up here and come all the way back down. I wouldn't touch this crap with it. You know, I wouldn't buy this with your money. Until that one day. Like, man, we were talking about it down here, dude. We were talking about it. Well, we can talk about it too, but it's only counts if you bought it and you wrote it up there, baby. That's what really matters in the end, isn't it? How you played it, not how you talked about it. That's what it really matters in the end. So Notcoin, this one's kind of hot. I don't know anything about this, and I don't like the chart, but it's at the area where we talk bad about it until that one day when it blasts off and gets popular again, and oh gosh darn it. You got up to where? Almost three. How far did you get up? 3 something cents. That music's kind of up there. Let's see. We pulled a fib from high to low. We look for Notcoin, and yeah, I'm not changing anything here. Buying anywhere under here is a good place, and going to 0.003 would be not quite moonbag territory from where we first pulled this out. That was back over here. She's already went up a little bit. How much have you went up since here? It was 0.001. That was about 38%. So I like these formations. I'm not saying I like this coin. I don't know anything about this coin, but I know that it's in a good formation. Trying to make a potential double bottom formation here, meaning that this should be our low, and you're not too far away from it. So if you're a Notcoin player, if that's one that you were in last time, hey man, this is a juicy place to think about adding to your bag, or maybe starting to get in it. What is Notcoin for real? I think it's I'm assuming a meme coin. That's just what I normally assume from some of these. I may be wrong. You got a $200 million market cap. Okay, small market cap. Some growth. We expect them to try to. I know it sounds crazy that they might get to a billion, or even we can at least. It's not hard to go from here to $500 million. Believe it or not, or even $1 billion. It sounds crazy right now. How are all these coins that have all $1 billion in them? I don't know how they do it, but they do. Money comes in toward the end of the cycle for these altcoins, and they can pump them up, but you just gotta remember it's a short-lived. Max supply is infinity. That sucks. Total supply is 102 billion. Well, that's why I call it Notcoin. That's like hell no. That's horrible. That's horrible tokenomics. That's horrible. And see, circulating supply is 102 billion. Well, no wonder. I'm surprised you're not at. I'm surprised you don't have 5 zeros there. That's too high. They did all their magic over here when they ran it up and everybody was chasing it. That's how they were able to build that market cap up so much. Now they got a bunch of bag holders holding it as they release some more coins and dump the price down. Isn't that a beautiful system right there? Huh. Yeah. No, I don't like these big ass total supply coins. That's their game plan. If you hadn't hype it up, get everybody wanting it. There's not as many coins out there, right? Let's get them up there. Oh, and get your bag holders. Token release. team sales, whatever, price drops. Oh, and then you feel it burning. You feel the burn for months, the effects from all that, and then now everybody's got to buy all those tokens back up to even get back up those prices. Crazy. All right, well, not coin. I mean, I like the formation here, but gosh darn it, I wouldn't. And there's some plays here, and I think you can realistically expect it to come up to 0.007, but for it to get past a penny, I got to see it to believe it on this one after all that. But there's a play. There's a play. It doesn't have to go back up to all-time highs for you to make money and make life-changing money on any of these plays. But this ain't one I don't think to hold for new all-time highs, higher highs. I think this one's shot for that. Just my opinion, doesn't have to be yours. Let me come back to the chat and pick up a few more coin requests here. I think I'm still going by my list there. Let me back up over here. Haven says UPXI. That's the same one we looked at, right? It said have a go up or down today. H bar. Gator Squatch says ETT. Did we ever look at that? I think we finally did. I think we did, but it's not ringing in my head what it was. Did I write you on my notes? Oh, Gator Squash says it's going to $1 easy. Oh. Well, I was talking about. Okay, you guys are probably talking about ZBCN or not. I was looking at not. I don't know. I got off. Let's go take a look at UPXI real quick, and then we'll come over to take H-bar and ETT. See if we can, and then I'll come back and I've got some moonshots to go over. Some new ones came out. We'll see if there's anything there. These might be some Degen plays. There might be something there. Might have a good setup. I also want to take a look at SEI, AVAX, Tau, and Virtuals, if you guys don't mind. So we'll do an update look of this one. We've already did our TA on it, so we see that she's in a juicy bottom, and looks like she's trying to make a higher low there. That's good. That's what you want to see, Haven. It's on the daily candle. She did a indecision doji right there, or comes in. I think they might call this a morning star. I can't remember. I don't. We're on Hikinashi. It's technically a little different. Oh, it's not over here. Have you got three rising? I think it's three rising soldiers. I don't do the Japanese candlestick things. It's an interesting story behind that. Might make you kind of doubt it a little bit if you're following the Robert Nielsen method. It may not be all that you think it is. No bullish divergence. That sucks. But you do have a higher low, and that's what matters as far as making a new trend, which that's our first deviation from that trend. That's promising. So we got a higher low. Now all we need to do is start working on some higher highs, and the way to do that is to break a trend line. And looks like she's got a way to go up here. So 950 straight ahead, somewhere around when we start getting in the $9 area, should be some heavy resistance, and that makes sense. Looking over to the left, that's right where this is. 935 is the bottom area of that. Probably coming back up. Got rejected there too. Might get rejected again, or this time it might actually go through a little bit. And then we want to look around $14, or we can just fib her out. I like to fib her out. It's the easiest way, I think. 1269. See how that just catches this beautiful top range over there, that last high. And then 1505, 618 right there. Those are some excellent targets to be looking for as it breaks out. And then after it breaks out, it'll probably have a retest and come back down a few dollars. And if you play it right, I don't recommend shorting it down there, but that's an option. But you can sell, you got your cash and buy back when it's cheaper, build your bag that way. So we would hope to see something along the lines of, it coming up and hitting one of these areas. It may just be here, but that would give us a higher high from here, and then it can come back down and retest the breakout area, or maybe a little lower, maybe a bump and run. But as long as we're making higher lows like here, and then here, we're good to start getting these other areas and start hitting toward $20 there. So UPXI. You said this is the Solana-based thing, right? So zoom out to the weekly on it, and you're we're at the butt crack. I forgot that. Good thing to zoom out. I think I mentioned this last time. I mean, it looks like she wants to try to do something. What I'd be watching for. Usually when they're doing these random bottoms and we get a butt crack thing going up, sometimes there's either a higher low or it might make the higher high. But there, there's usually an M shape. So we're probably making some type of M shape, and it may be somewhere below $20. After that, she might come down here and range a little bit more. I don't know. I'm just going over what typically happens in these areas, so we'll have to keep our eyes on that. But it does look like she's wanting to try to work back up to at least these areas right now, around $9. All right, let's take a look at HBAR. Where are you at? About 23 cents or something? Is that what I saw earlier today? We want to see... We want to do futures? Oh, we charted it here before. Okay. Well, she came back down to our little green box right here at 23, where we thought that she could find some support there. That's where we want it to... We would love to not go any lower than this, or not go very much lower, maybe just wicking around. If we loved, in translation, we'd love to see this be the point where it bounces. Like if it's trying to make any kind of flag or something like that, which looks like it's trying to make an M pattern, but a top reversal. So we got to watch out for that. But this is the great area for it to bounce from. From here, the other target that we have is down at the bottom of this trend line around 21 cents. So if things start going south, we could definitely hit there. But looking here on the daily, and it may do it just for meanness after this happens. This is the golden cross that's happening right here on the daily. So that's significant. 50 crossing the 200 right there. Technically a buy signal. For bots, it is a buy signal. Doesn't mean those bots are instantly going to buy. You got to put some other parameters to keep them from jumping up too early, right? But they're going to take that, and that's going to put them into bullish mode, because that's how this works. They follow the rules too, right? But that could be the 21 cent or 20 cent drop, or drop to that area over the next few days if it can't hold this area. However, if it can hold this area, man, the measure move for this is pretty sweet. It's about 40 cents right there if I've got my fib still right. It should be pulling us right up to here. Oh, you were right to, oh really? That one, that's also a decent target, but I've already got enough targets there. I might put that one up later. So to go from 20 cents to 40 cents, that would be your 100% return. That's pretty cool. If it were to come down and touch the bottom of this trend line, which is not a solid trend line. Before I call that a trend line, let me make sure that we're accurate, right? Tweak it. Oh, that one's lower. That one actually makes more sense to me. So if we bounce from here, we got something good. If we come down, we still got something good. It's not bad, not bad. So HBAR looking kind of interesting. Come down to the 4 hour and see what she's doing. 4 hour, it's above the 200 moving average, coming down to test that right now. It needs to hold. Hope it does, but it's going to be tested. I hope it bounces off of that. That's another great place for it to bounce. 200 moving average coming right up to that little area, right? So this would be a great place for a little trigger wave to happen on Market Cipher, meaning if we can kind of pull that up quick and get that little green dot on something that looks like this, that could lead to a strong move. As long as we got the money flow. Now, the money flow is starting. It could set up for that little special Market Cipher pattern there that usually leads to a nice strong move up. So we'll keep our eyes on that on the 4 hour. I like these bigger moving averages down here, 800, 600, 300. They're in bullish formation. We could bounce off of this 200. I like that. Let's see if we can. You know, what's so weird when you do have these situations, I mean, you've also always got that one person, but it's a shoulder ahead and a shoulder to the downside. And all right, it's got to confirm first. Got to confirm first. It's an ugly one if it is. But you also got a trend line, secondary trend line. You see how that's holding up so nice and purty? Yeah. Let's see if it can still hold there. So you can invalidate any of them weird ass head and shoulder calls. It's got a possible M top, that's for sure. And it didn't break below here. It did not technically confirm that. And I would like to see it invalidate that. Take a look at ETT. I don't know what ETT is. Was it a stock? Oh man, I can't remember what it was. We talked about it before, but I cannot remember. Was it over on here? Was it a... Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I remember. Is the one on H-bar, which looked really interesting. Yeah, that's right. And we checked out the decks, the H-bar decks and everything. I remember now. Okay, yeah. That one did look pretty cool. How's she been doing? Still hadn't hit the targets, but it's been basically ranging sideways, right? All right, well, let's try something a little different here. Where are you? Fixed volume rate? Yeah, the fixed volume range. Let's try that one. So we're right. Why don't you have the high values? Have I got to set you? You don't have the value area high? You got a different one than what we have on... Are we missing that? Okay, well, whatever. We got the point of control. And I'm still looking at these targets over here. 0.0005. Haven't quite got there. We're at 0.003. We can get out of this little rangy range here. She's making a symmetrical type of shape. I'm trying to get this indicator up in here. There we go. So we are right on the point of control right there. If we can break above it, we got some hope. It was still a symmetrical shape before right here, what we were doing. And they're never fun. And it looks like it might be doing the rabbit run. It comes down on one area, breaks down the downside. It could come up the upside. It could just end up ranging here until, for a while. So be patient with this one. This one's got a $3.1 million market cap, tiny market cap. That's one of the appeals of it. It's on H-bar. Energy, what was it? Energy. Oh man. Don't they have the website thing over here? Search on Twitter. We'll go to Twitter, see what they got saying about it over here. My ETT's been performing great. Up nearly 3x since October. That was January. All right. I was really wanting to try to see the website, but I don't see that there. Maybe I'm missing it. But it just looks kind of rangy. I guess it is. That was... Oh snap, where were you in October? Oh man, you said that in January? It was down. How did that work? Anyway. So she sees she had her pump up and she's maintaining, so that's cool. I'm going to take a look at SEI. 16 people hanging out. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for being here. This is SEI. She got up to 30 cents. She's down at 28 now. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. Can we bounce from here? Possible. Can we come down lower to 27, 28 cents? Yeah, that's on the radar too. We're at 28.5 cents right now. Could come down 27.5. We already bounced off this 360. We really don't need to touch it again. So I'm hoping that our little Fibonacci area that we hit here, 618, I hope that little guy will hold. So let's see if that 28 cent area can hold for us. If that can hold, then we need to look for 32 cents as being a possible target for us. Let's pull our Fibonacci's and see where that lines up at. Right on the 0.5 right there. Beautiful. We likes it. So either way you want to do it to get your measured moves, there's a lot of confluence on that, and can't bitch about that. Kind of like that idea. So we can get up there even from where we are right now if we were to bounce here. Look, it's a flag to the upside. 14%. Still, the warning sign is that still got this steeper trend line there. I don't think that's a warning. So what we do, we see these trend lines form, right? When we do a bottom, we change directions, like we get a breakout, and then we see these trend lines, and they usually go steep, man. I mean, we usually look for like a 30-degree angle. This one went like almost straight up right there. And they make some 30-degree angles. And when they start getting around to about when they see about a 60-degree angle, they start getting around a 45-degree angle. That's a decent one for them to hold. They might come down. This would be your 60-degree. I'm sorry. Anything more than this one, now you're kind of getting iffy, right? On average, a good strong move, you're looking for about a 45-degree angle. That gives you a good square on your square price and time. That starts getting into some WDGAN concepts, which is really cool. But that's a strong angle. Losing that, I mean, we can still be okay, but it's not the strongest one. But we start coming down to more of a 60-degree angle. Now we got to watch it. So we need to bounce from here and start recovering. And those angles can be subjective because depending on how you got your chart scaled, well, those angles can change. Look, now it's a 60, now it's a 45, now it's a 60, that's a 45. So you got to kind of keep that stuff in mind when you start delving with those thought processes. But it's a good thing to follow as a rule of thumb. Take a look at so say, what do we got for say? 32 cents. Trying to look for that, see how we do. We want to get above 36. I still got a measure move target over here. Would that still be valid? I'm not sure that that's where you, depends on where you come from. I should have put a note. I didn't put a note. Was it this? Nah, I got nothing that would give me that. All right, well, I got a target 45. You gotta be a AB equals CD. That's all you can be. Take a look at Tau. She's on discount right now. Remember, it went up to 455. Now it's 339 on discount. Losing trend lines. What are you doing, Tau? Came down here. I don't like that, Tau. You broke it. You broke it. So we were looking at a possibility for Tau trying to do an inverted head and shoulders. Possible. Never confirmed. Never come up here to confirm that neckline. Had a measure move up here for it if it were to break out. Did not confirm. It hasn't invalidated it yet. It won't validate it unless we get under $290, $289. So we still got the idea. We're going to clear up our chart and I want to zoom out a little bit, maybe to the daily. So this is our Tau, and you could argue that it's trying to make maybe some kind of double bottom. You can make an argument that it needs to get back up to 750. An excellent target for it. But what are you doing, Tau? I mean, overall, what you doing for real, for real? You gonna come back and test this area? Ooh, it could be. Because we flirting with breaking the trend line, man. Looks like we broke that little sucker. Close some candles underneath it. That could take us down a little bit. How far could it take us down? To a good 786 retracement areas where it could take us down, and that would suck ass. We don't want to come back down in this area. Could go a little bit lower to that 886. That'd be 241. We don't want that. That would not be what we want out of Tau, but we got to talk about it in case we start heading that way. So Tau, the best situation, the very best situation, is this turns into a bear trap when we recover this daily 200 moving average. We are below the 200 moving average for daily, so you are officially bearish on Tau. But she's at a support level, so if it could pull off this little miracle move and get back in there, that would be great. Okay. But what we typically look for or try to prepare ourselves for is the possibility if there's any kind of retest, it might be rolling over. And now just coming down here and bouncing off of this area, which is a great place to retest. There's not much of anything there for support unless you get into all this mess over here. Setting us up for really to come down here. So, oh, I need to see some positive stuff out of you, Tal. What's going on? Let's take a look at your indicators. You gave us a red dot on the daily? Bitcoin did that yesterday and then it flashed off. So it's got to go another 24 hours before this confirms. This can disappear just as easy. You also got some little signs of bullish divergence according to this. Let's go see what we got. You got bullish divergence for us over here? So bottoms are rising and I'm not seeing it on Cipher. Yeah. From here to here, that's going down. So on the momentum table or the momentum wave, there is some bullish divergence. They're not on the RSI, or is there? Is there on the RSI? I don't know. I'm not considering. From here to there, maybe you could say that. But that's the hidden kind, and that can negate that. All the price has got to do is just continue on down, and then that's gone. So it's a weaker form of divergence that might stick or may not stick. So when you hear people talk about the hidden bullish divergence, or some people put a little too much stock into that. The hidden ones can be negated. The regular type usually has a little bit more teeth, a little bit more weight to look for at support areas. If you're looking for bullish divergence at support areas, that's when it's most influential. And I'm not convinced that we got anything convincing here. Well, I'm not. That's repetitive. That was redundant. I'm using redundant words. But it sure does look like a beautiful example of a bearish retest, doesn't it? So to confirm a bearish retest, we got to make a lower low than what we had here at 328. Not confirmed until we do that, okay? Not confirmed until we do it. We still got to hope until that happens. Could be a higher low. But it's looking kind of rough, I'm just saying. Looking kind of rough. This might happen. Gosh darn it, I got to get ready for that idea. Got to take a look at my towel position, make sure I took enough profits over here. Come back to the chat real quick. Anita Cho says, I think I will sell in September or October. Hopefully things will be doing good. Now, if they do the rate cut in September, that might be the beginning of all the fun. Usually toward the end of October is when it gets juicy. Usually end of October, right into starting into November. That's when it starts coming out. But we all look at October as being Uptober, and they're good months, but it doesn't mean the whole month is that way. If you remember from in the last few years, every October, it seems to be a thing. You know, there's a lot of excitement for October and all this, and people trying to buy, but the market's just not there yet. Until about when everybody's about to give up on it, about in the toward the end of October, and then we start seeing it kick in. It tries our patience, in other words. Those little months where it's supposed to be bullish, they try our patience, and the market makers are there just, oh, we're gonna have some fun with these guys. Watch this trick. Haha, gotcha. So, but yeah, you're starting to look at some good times, and that's good to have that in mind. The Bitcoin is energy trading token, yeah. It looks like an interesting project. All right. DRDC says music's on point tonight. Which what are we listening to? I think, how far are we along? We've been going an hour. I'm trying to see which ones. I think we already did. This is my second folder. Yeah, these are some of the newer ones that I did over the past month, I guess. There's some of them have repeated. They're like two versions of the same song. But whichever ones I see your good feedback on, those are the ones that I might release. Folks, this I forgot my sponsors. I'm sorry, I got to do that. My bad. This will just take a minute. I'm going to have to cheat because I can't get it. Okay, no, I won't do that one. We'll save that one for tomorrow. But tonight's stream is brought by some good ass coffee, because that's what I'm drinking. And this is the real stuff. It's not the decaffeinated stuff. So, gosh darn it. I bet I've screwed my sleep up again tonight. What do you think? Get your good ass coffee today. Did you know when you take a sip of coffee and then some wild fruit flavored Skittle water, it tastes a lot like Fruit Loop cereal. Yeah. Just saying. Now you know. In case the aftertaste is like Fruit Loops. Quite tasty. Here's Virtuals, which has been sucking. Virtuals has sucked. She's down to sucky areas here, losing levels, making lower. Oh, Bears retest of that. That sucks, Virtual. You can't be doing this to me. You're thuck. Why, Virtuals? I feel like I've been played on this one. I do, because I got a feeling she's going to be coming down sub $1. And I'm going to be looking like, man, I really shouldn't have filled my bags over here. Added more in these areas. But according to my strategy, that was a good place to do it. And then she did what I didn't want her to do. She lost the trend line, and it was holding. It was even starting to go up and veer away from it. It was starting to get a secondary trend line right there. Right there. And apparently I was not on my game with my trend line game, and we lost this trend line. Sucks. This is not making Daddy happy whatsoever. I'm not liking it, Virtuals. And I need to see you work some magic here. Where you lost the 618 for real? Yeah, I'm afraid we might be heading down to 89.90 cents on Virtuals. Gosh darn it, I did not want to see that. Let's go down to the smaller time frame and see what they're saying. You got a scallop, an inverted scallop, kinda. With a higher low so far? Okay, you're 786 and so far. So before I freak out and decide I'm going to sell half my damn position before she comes down to 88 cents, which is starting to become a real possibility now, before I freak out on that, I got to exclude a few other ideas, such as a higher high or a higher low here, and recovering this and getting back into this juicy red ass cloud and making me feel like a dumbass for capitulating. However, she breaks this level here. In other words, I'm going to have a, I should have already had a stop loss hit, do you? I have to check that here in a minute after the stream there. So my strategy for this will be to put a stop loss, probably a couple of stop losses. You don't have to just put one stop loss. Do you guys know that? Do you guys realize that? Or have you thought about that? You can also level out with stop losses. Like in this situation, I could do like 25% stop loss here, and then I could put another stop loss for maybe the rest of the position, or whatever percent I wanted at a lower target, at a lower area, in case she, in case they wanted to dip down and get my stop loss and take off without me. I could layer out my stop losses so that if that happens, it only gets me for a little bit and not everything. Do you see? Kind of like you have to kind of adjust your thinking on some of this stuff if you're trying to play this longer game. Jeez. But that's one way that they can do it, and that's why my plan is going to be tonight. So I'll layer my stop losses down here to protect my position in case she wants to do something. And on the wild ass idea that maybe we can recover, then if she does, then okay. That's my best idea on playing virtuals at the present moment. All right, you guys interested in looking at some moonshots? You guys We've been going for an hour and 14 minutes. I got at least another 15, 20 minutes. We're still here. Let me see some activity in the chat here. I've got a chat rate. Let me pull that down here. I've got a chat rate of 1. And if we can get that up a few numbers, and I know you guys know how to do it, I think we can fit in some of these moonshots and see if there's some little degen trade that might be worth taking, because some of the moonshots did pretty good. One of them that did do good, I don't know how it's doing right now, but one that did do pretty good was Bine. How are you doing right? Oh, did you give it all back? Bine, that's how you do it, baby. That's how you do it. She was down here about 6 cents, went all the way up to 18. Might have been part of a group or something. I don't know. Pumping up groups might do some of that stuff. I mean, that's why it looks like it might be one of those things. But now we're getting a pullback. But Vine was one of them that did take off. It was one of the moonshot possibilities. She's catching here the 618. I don't know. It's a little too early and jump in. She could still go lower. Vine could get a what was the 200 moving average there on the 4 hour. Doesn't look too bad. She gave back a lot. A little risky area to try to jump in, but it does look like she's trying to do something here on maybe. I think there might be some other place. Usually when they go up like that and then they come down, they got to reaccumulate for a while. It's not like they just come down and just immediately, oh, we're going to do it. Oh, it's like jumping off the slide or going through a ride at Disneyland. We just got off and going to go back and let's do it again. No, they got to go and they got to stand in line and wait 2 hours and 3 hours or half a day just to ride that ride again. It can come down there and make you stand in line and wait for the accumulation as everybody else goes ahead of you before you get to take off on the roller coaster ride again. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to immediately after you see them pop off like this. It is usually bad news to start trying, especially the big strong moves. It's usually bad news to try to chase them or try to find that first low and all that other stuff. I mean, I know we can do some stuff if we got a good move. I mean, one of the things we're going to look is for the Fibonacci's, right? See if she can hold certain areas and be looking for something to happen here. But she eventually, but after that, man, it gets kind of iffy. It gets kind of iffy. We don't want to, when a parabolic move, I don't want to really see anything below a 382. And I would need to be seeing some good price action over here. That's a funky looking thing. That just looks suspect up there. I think most people would look at that as a possible toppish pattern right there happening. But mine was one. Let's go over. Did I lose my... Oh, we got our chat rate up to 8. I guess we're doing some moonshots. Shot night. Are y'all ready to do some shots? Yay, we're going to do some shots. All right, let's line them up, baby. We're going to do some shots right here. Or that. Whatever works for you. I don't want no smoke, or maybe I do. Anyway, let's take a look at them. Come over here to the chat. See, how'd you guys run that up? Degen Capital, Degens, book of Degens, Degenos. Makes me think like you're trying to request a coin here or something. Degen Bitcoin, Degen with a dream, Degen. Is there such a coin? Or are we just chatting? Degen Capital, Degen. You made me want to look at Degen. Oh, there is a Degen chain. Yeah, that base coin. Let's take a look at that real quick. You guys got my chat rate up. Why not? Oh, now drop back to 2. So how are we doing over here? We're on a funky trend line trying to hold it, and it's kind of janky. Let's see if we can tighten up our game over here. Are you locked? Put it to candle bodies. Put it to candle body. And now we're at wicks. We're still in wick territory. That's good. That's good. We have not made a candle body down here on the bottom. If we do, that's good. If we don't, it's even better. If we just leave it at wicks and start turning it around, that's even better. All right, so that's cool. It looks like we got about 786 for fib tracement from here. That's cool. It's about a 786 from here. So we're 786 in the bottoms. We're going to 786 the bottoms. Come down to the 4 hour. Have you got a good chance to hold, or are you trying to do something nasty? You are totally freaking undecided. She looks a little rangy, I ain't gonna lie. It looks like she's gonna range around through here for a little minute. these areas. So let's see what she can do on this 0.5 Fibonacci area right there, that 0.004 area. Let's put that one on our radar as a reliable place to get shot down. Might make it to the 618. That's a good area to shoot for. We'll look at these two guys right here.
Trapped in bad dreams. Oh, Bitcoin. Market crash. My coins went.
And of course here, well, we're just gonna use the fibs. Can it be that easy, Road Dog? Actually, yeah, it can be. It needs a simple strategy that you can use and repeat, and the fibs make a good strategy. I like the fib strategy. So we could be doing an inverted scallop, catching the higher low here, and try to work up here and to the top of the trend line area. Anywhere through here, and could get rejected there too. And I don't know. I don't like to do this. I don't like to pretend where it's going to bounce and what it's going to do, because it rarely ever does anything close to how I draw it. And it might do the levels, but it's not going to look like how I draw it. So it's just a waste of time in my sense. But you got these areas that she needs to go back up, and they make good places to retest. So something along the lines of that, go up, come down, and catch a higher low is basically what I look for. The other option is to lose this trend line and just watch this just dwindle down to nothing, and you feel like a fool for being in coin. Don't want that to happen to anybody. That sucks. So, but she got some therapy. She's got some baggage to work through over here. All right. So this could be a nice little possible. Adam and Steve double bottom, getting kinky with it. Pattern right here. Might happen there. The old Adam and Steve. Though. Oh my God, I opened up the coat closet and look what I found. Yeah, so two little dingleberries right there, just well, they're kind of pointing down, so we need to see it kind of, I don't know. We need to move on to something else. Let's go check out some of the moonshots. So one that's just came out fresh off the presses is Colat. I don't know anything about it. Collateralized, I think we looked at it before though. Might have been a request, or it might have been on the moonshot before. Oh, COINEX has got it. Mexi's got you. And of course, you can usually find these on Dexes. You can find a lot of these coins that used to be hard to find. The Dexes are really, oh, nice. You know what they say. You know what they say about them rounded bottoms, right? I got a song about it. That's nice. That is a nice rounded bottom, and rounded bottoms are rumored to pay the bills. And you usually, what you got here, you're looking for something kind of symmetrical with these rounded bottoms. So if they start from up here, we're looking for something to come up, well, close there to them parts, maybe even all the way back up there. If nothing else, you can at least look for half or the 60% area, 618. This one's got some great little, all these great little targets to put up here. And seriously, you can play it just like this. Play it just like this. This is an excellent strategy for this. Let's go over this. If you're zooming out, we're on the 4 hour. It is telling us, the fibs are telling us that, hey man, anywhere below this 2.8 cent area is a pretty juicy place to accumulate this. So we're in the accumulation zones here. Starting to get up to the end of that zone. And let's see if this might be worth it. Let's say we build a bag starting here. This is our top entry. We're buying the tops, but you're buying the tops in the bottom zone, you know? So not horrible. Unless it comes down and you lose that, what percentage? Oh my God, you dropped 30%. You gotta keep that in mind. But look at what's the gains. What's the gains? First target, 18%. The more juicy target here at 4.3 cents, 60%. Very reasonable, highly likely target, 5 cents, 94% gains. 618? Yeah, we're probably going to at least get rejected there. At least once. 124% gains. So, I don't know. let's say whatever amount you put in here. Let's say that you do $400 and you want to sell $100 worth, or you want to sell, you $400 worth, whatever, how many of those tokens give. You're going to divide those tokens up 25% sales, right? Whatever the number of tokens that is. And so 25% of those tokens here, and you made $120. So 25% of those tokens here, and you've added $158. So you made $18, you made $58. So another 25% here. Well, you netted $91. $191 would be your total. And then it comes up here, and you're setting limit orders. You're just waiting to get paid, right? So by the time you get up here, you get all your $400 back, and you got 121. You got 90, and another 60. So what are we looking at? 250 plus another $15. About $270 that you could make with buying $400 worth here, just by taking limit out. Unless you want to be greedy and just hold it all, and I'm just going to sell it all here. I want to turn that into, what would that be? $400 into 800 and about 900. Is that right? About $900 total, meaning that you would have made $500 versus if you just layered out and got your basically 270 to 300. So but there's no guarantee that you're just gonna, or how long it's going to take to get up there, right? But the beauty of it is, if you are doing that 25% method, that's just saying, well, you're just taking it and running, right? You've also got, when you get up here and get that 100 and what was it? 100 and was it 150? Yeah, $160. We get a pullback and retest these areas. You got $160 to put in instead of that $100. So you're getting more tokens that you can sell up here, or up here even. So you can build that as you stepping up with this process too when you come back down, right? And then by the time you start getting up here, you got a much bigger position than what you bought with your initial $400. And then you're getting paid a lot more than just what you would have got just layering out alone. Oh, there's lots of different ways you can work all this stuff, people. And the best place to work them is when we're down here at the bottom. So I like what we're seeing right here. Looks like she's trying to do some stuff for collateralize. Come down to a smaller time frame, like the 1 hour. Looking nice. So we got a trend line, hasn't been broken here. I can't seem to draw it. I keep drawing all these little yellow Kirby things. There we go. Now we got a chance. Draw a bottom trend line. Oh, you're deviating. Cool. So we got our secondary trend line here. That's the one to watch. Make sure we hold that, start breaking it, and then we got to start seeing if we need to take some action there, right? That's the rule of the game for trend lines. Combine this with some horizontal support and resistance, or your Fibonacci's as your horizontal resistance, and you got a good little way to start tracking support resistance on this. And diagonals give you an extra bonus, I believe. Especially trying to find an entry. Where do I enter? How do I know? How do I know? Either buy the breakout or you buy the bottom of a trend line. And you got your little top trend line right there. Confirming a little breakout candle body wise. You still got that wick there. I look at this kind of suspect until we get up past that area, right? Because you could be playing some games with us. Just come up here and top out. But by trend lines, bodies to bodies and everything, you got an actual breakout here on the 1 hour, so you got a buy side signal right there. However, just want to say, things look good, things look pretty decent. It's got some stuff to work out, still a few little kinks to work out, but things look pretty strong for this moving average wise. I just see some rising price and some falling volume. Some people will say that it could be a weak move here. You normally want to see some volume come behind that if you're really looking for a nice explosive move. So this little wick might come into play for some resistance up here, about 3%. So. But otherwise, trying to move on up. So yeah, this is the moonshot. There's an entry here. You are buying high, but you're within a decent range. So if that's something, maybe nibble into it a little here. Say $100 here. If you're doing like the $400 thing, $100 here, $100 here. Kind of wait and see. If it comes down, see what it does. You DCA in, build a position slowly. So many different ways to play it. All right, so collateral. That one looks interesting for a moonshot. That one might have some legs to it. PVS is another one. And again, I don't know anything about this. Looks like it's on Solana. Mexi's got it. Weeks has got it. And then, of course, Radium Exchange has got it. Zoom out, see what you're doing. Overall, in a range, with a few nice little uptrends, which... yeah, I'm just trying a few theories out there. All right, so resistance up here. So it looks like top of the range is very possible. We want to look at these 886s, 786s, even since we're making a higher low here, we want to even look at these higher high areas right here. Our 113 looks good. It looks like a repeatable one. If we go from high to low over here, we should see that that is where we got rejected at the 113. Amazing how that kind of repeats. You ever notice that? Wow, I love the Fibonacci's. There's patterns here within these Fibonacci's. There's repeatable levels that get hit routinely with the Fibonacci, and that makes using Fibonacci a very cool strategy to use for pivot points and to find areas to take profits. It's really cool. The most coolest tool that I've found in crypto or in TA altogether. And it's it takes a while to find the information on how to use it effectively. Because for the longest, especially when you're first starting, the only thing you ever hear is a 618. Look, we come to 618 and then we bounce. Look, and you got a lot of people out there that will pull it out to look good on their stream, right? And you'll just see them just do something. You don't even know if they pulled it right. You just see them pop up a fib and look, it came back to this one there, and yeah. I'm like, even have special areas, little special levels, the 707 and special secret fib. Join my group, so I'll tell you how to use it. But you never see them use it, never see them talk about it. That's the kind of things you need to watch about. You know, those. If you're going to spend money in this market on training, make sure you get somebody that actually knows something that's not just a good salesperson. Because there are really a lot of good salespeople here on YouTube. And by the time, if you're new to it, that's the problem. This is the problem that the new people fall into. By the time that you figure out that, hey man, I'm not seeing the results that I expected from this great group, and what the hell? I'm picked up some stuff, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. And all you hear is, well, you need to stay with me for years and years. Really? Yeah. Yeah, they would say that, wouldn't they? Yeah, you need to pay me $99 a month for 3 or 4 years, and then you'll finally be where I am. Will you? Well, if you had a couple of thousand people paying you $99 a month, you would probably end up where they are too. Yeah, you probably sure would. There's no way to do this without putting in the work. And even those gurus will tell you that. So you got to do it. You might as well make sure you got some good resources, right? So over in our Telegram group, which is a totally free group, there are resources like in the student chart areas. If you go up there and you look into the file section, I've got about every freaking book in our lending library. Now, the official rules of the game is that if you check these out, that means if you download them, you gotta, well, you don't have to upload them again, but you're supposed to bring them back. So we're not selling them or even giving them away. You're expected to bring them back. I don't know. Anyway, there are actual good books over here. Over Wyckoff, you got Swing Trading for Dummies. We got Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns, which is about $100 book if you were to go buy it. That's what you see me use over in chart, but you can also go to the patternsite.com free and get a lot of that information. So, but if you wanted the, you got the Trading Bible, candlesticks, Fibonacci, and chart. I'm Steve Nyson, Japanese candlestick chart. All these things that you would pay money and training for, I've got available over here for resources. If you're the nerdy, you just need directions and stuff, and just need a good solid foundation, I've got the information over here. I've got all the little cheat sheets, all this little stuff, best time frames, all this little stuff. Look, all this stuff. We've got all the alpha over there, and it's available. All the little cheat sheets, they're there. All the little books, all the cool stuff. Oh, GAN Square 9, look at that. This is some software. I give you a link to it. I do have the actual software loaded up there, but I give you the link so you want to trust where you get some software. But if you're, there's lots of stuff over here. And for now, as it has been, it is still free. All right, so we looked at PVS. She's looking kind of, she's still in a decent area. She could. It looks like if we're looking pattern-wise at support, it looks like a possible Adam and Eve, right? Hasn't confirmed yet. Got to get back up here to confirm. It could also get rejected here and come down, and then it looks like a different pattern, like a head and shoulders. So we don't know for sure what it does until it breaks out past this fib area, right? Once we get past this little zone here, this little box is basically all it is a little box. It starts taking us up to this area right here, about 12 cents, and then 14 cents. We're at 7 cents right now. So you can get a nice little double up possible if you're patient with this one. And maybe even up here to these good little juicy areas. And that would be the juicy areas to go for in the bigger ass range, or in short, just a bigger ass box, like we're in a box down here. We're just in a bigger one, come to the top of it. It would have been great to get it at half a penny, but hey man, getting it at 3/4 of a penny ain't so shabby if you can sell it and make 156% at 17 or 1.7 or 1.9 cent area. Little patience. It did take, from the last time we were in these areas, it did take a good 3 weeks to get up there. So swing trade ideas to make the good sweet bada 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 bing money. There we go. Let's come back to the chat. XRP, XRPL, RXRP. There's a lot of XR, a lot of X's in there. XPR is about to take off. I haven't looked at that one. We'll take a look at it. Lol, I just noticed you put those two ladies into your tab. Can you please look at okay, ladies USD. Okay. I think the 9 count indicators can sell for the. That's, I don't ever use that, but it is a good indicator. I've seen it used a lot. I understand a little bit of the basis behind it, the 9 and the 13 counts and all that. Yeah, that I've seen some good results from that. All the tacos, says Strega. Everybody's talking about XPR. Bitcoin Repeat says, don't miss it again. All right, so we got XRP, XRPL, okay, so let me take a look at XRP, we'll take a look at XPR, and then I'll see if I can maybe fit in some more here. We've been going for what, 138? So XRP, what is it doing? It was around $3 last time I looked at it. Now we're back, are we below 3 again? She ain't looking so high right now, I'm just telling you. But this is good. Moving average, okay. I believe I see the culprit right here. By my reasons. So with the 5 moving average strategy, you got this 100 crossing the 200. About 2 out of 3 times it will do this. I don't know why, but it does it so routinely. Well, I thought 68% of the time. It is about 2/3 of the time. When you get on the bigger moving averages, when you get a bullish cross, I notice it a lot on the 100 and 200 moving average, especially. Sometimes you see it on the golden cross, the 50 over the 200. But the 100 over 200, a lot of times when that happens, it's bullish, all right? It's just a bullish cross. And you would expect, well, that should be like nitrous oxide in our gas tank, right? It's crossing, we should get a little boost, right? Turn that nitrous on, let's go, right? It doesn't work that way, okay? Sometimes it does, maybe 30% of the time it might, but about 2/3 of the time, when that cross happens, there's a pullback. And I crap you not, one of the areas that it tests when it does that is this moving average is crossing. So bullish cross, but we could see price actually come back, touch that 100 moving average, and that's where we bounce, okay? Currently, that is somewhere around a 250. Not what you want to hear. That's one scenario, okay? It doesn't have to necessarily come and touch it, but I'm saying it's on the table for it to happen. Right now we got a trend line that's kind of pointing toward this 50 moving average, so that's going to be the first one. So we can see we're coming back down to these 260, about 265 area could be on play here. Elliot, what you got? You got an ABC correction or something, or you got some kind of weird ass fifth wave happening here? Oh, okay. Well, you got the fifth wave, and you're saying this is your A? Wow. So this is the third wave. Came down for the fourth touch. Made a higher high here. That counts as our 5 wave, and now we're going to correct is how this basically translates. So what Elliot sees is that there's a chance we could bounce at any of these, come back up for a retest, and then basically make an M pattern is kind of how you look at it, and then we come back down again. So that's one scenario here, or we could be coming all down here and do any of these scenarios. So Elliot not being too helpful, but other than trying to figure out where we might be in the market structure. This green cloud suggests that we could find ourselves getting through here. So got to be cautious with XRP on the daily. Come down to the 4 hour, see what you're saying. Now on the 4 hour, you got it spelled out a little bit nicer over here, Elliot. I like this better. A, B, C, that could be it. All right, so short term, if we're looking at this, maybe we recover here. It needs to happen now. Maybe we come back down here to 270. There are some lower areas. We saw that when before we zoomed in here tighter, right? We can do one thing here. I can tighten up this trend line. What do you look like, trend line, when we take you over here to this area? So this is all I'm doing. I'm coming back here, and I'm going on the original trajectory that we had after we got down here. Pulling that over, and that's where we're testing right now. We're testing that. Okay, so I like that idea. So I'm going to make this big and thick, and I'm going to tighten up my trend line. Make sure I went on candle bodies. I didn't. I went to a wick. That can still work. It's still valid. It's valid. It's just that candle bodies are often the stronger, and that gives us a little bit lower. That probably lets us incorporate that. So this body to body, should have done that the first time. Let's get Elliot off of there. He's been confusing. And now we're just going to extend that out, and I believe it actually touches these bodies. So every once in a while, you got to come back in and kind of retweak your trend lines on whatever time frame you're on, if you want the best results, right? That's how I look at it. And yeah, I'm glad I did that. That looks nice. That looks a lot more solid. That gives me better information, better data. That gives me a lot better information. So that's how important it is to kind of keep track of these little guys. Now we're below the 200 moving average, which is, we hadn't closed the full candle there yet. We lost it before and regained it, but it's getting kind of bearish right now. So you might see a little bit more. I hope we don't come back to 278, but now we got a better trend line here to give us a little support, saying about 285. I can live with that a lot better. And so bounce from here or bounce from a little lower, I'm cool with. We want to draw a top trend line. Ooh, look at that. That's sexy. I don't care what you say. That is sexy. So we got a top trend line that we broke out of, and we're right now testing it for. Yeah, there's a chance we can bounce right here. So the moving averages were giving us our first hints, and then after going through and you're on a decent time frame, going with our trend lines, it's backing up what that's saying. So and Elliot thought we could bounce there too. I'm starting to agree there might be a possible bounce happen right here. So now let's come down to say like the 15-minute. Are we getting something there? I want to see some green candles pop off down here. So that will be my next step. I'll be trying to see what we do when we actually start touching these lines a little bit better. So I'm not seeing it on the smaller time frames that she wants to take that just yet. Just got to see. So see how we do on this trend line here. We could even take our Fibonacci. Oh, nice! You're at the. You lost it though. Starting to look like this. 287. Let's see what we do. 15-minute time frame. All right, so this is XRP. She's definitely looking. This could be a bump and run to come back, retest, bounce off of this, and then start working on the higher high. That's what we hope for. I'm not as sold on it. I'm not. I've got to see. She's got to work through some stuff here. It might be a hard move. We got some bullish crosses. 200 over the 360, 200 over the 660 trying, but the formation of them, they flipped. So I'm not expecting a whole lot of bullish action, and it may struggle as we try to recover from here if we do get that bounce. So fingers crossed we get something. Let's take a look at XPR. XPR network. I would say so. Look at you. We made a higher high. Awesome. Need to get some fireworks up there. That's cool. Let's see. I'm on the 15-minute though, so that's still a good run. That's a good run. All right. Yeah. Zoom out more. Go to the daily. See what we got. So we did come up and even went above that target. Came right over and retest all this little stuff over here. See how this. Well, what did I do there? You can see how that works if you're kind of new to these. Oh man, I gotta get back to the daily now. Trying to get over here. When we lost these areas and we were going sideways, we came down, and then we came down to this area, had a little hiccup, had a little nodule, I guess you'd say, like if you're on a tree limb or something, a little nodule sticking out of it, a little bump, a little place here. Well, those are places for support and resistance. Yeah, so that was support here, and now it's basically become a resistance area all through under here. And that's exactly where well, not where we are now, but that's where we could be finding a little hiccup if we get up there. Where we did find a hiccup, we actually wicked up to that area and got rejected there. All right, let's take some new information here. Oh, we got our 236 up here. I don't want to lose that. That's from a bigger pool. All right, I'm just going to race. Well, no, I'm not going to race any. I will race some of these lower lines. Some of these guys we don't need anymore, and they're just there. And wow, we've looked at this. Oh, wow. Okay, so we've looked at this before over here. When she was at a penny, 0.001. How far did it get up? 0.00. Oh, that did good. I've not been in it, and I didn't play it, but she did the rounding bottom. Remember, we talked about this a couple of times tonight. What's the advantage of buying on the rounded bottoms? Because you can get this kind of price action eventually. Yeah, it takes a while. You got to be patient with it. It's not an easy thing. You can stay down here for freaking years, man. 2023, man. Highest we saw is 0.002. Sucks. Why are we in this coin? Oh, nobody wants this one. This one, everything else is popping off. This one's not. And then it goes. And then you get paid. Then you get paid. Then you see 700. You see a 7 or 8x just like overnight almost, right? Took you forever to wait for it though. You put in the work. Nice rounded bottom. Nice trend line. Nice flag to the upside. And if I were going to play a flag, that looks like a flag that's worth playing right here on the daily even. It's already confirmed, baby. On the daily. I'm going to get rid of this guy because I can't remember what he is. I know what this one is. That's the main one we'll be looking for. That's a good one to wait on. 1.2 cents. Imagine where we are right now up there, 130%. So Let's get our targets. Where'd you, wait, no, you didn't. Really, we're going to do it this way? All right, I'm keeping you. And, oh man. We'll go with you. My concern is it might be a little short. It might just do the 113. But you've also got this idea too. When you have a rounded bottom, anybody remember what we discussed over the past few nights about these rounded bottoms, what to look for? Anybody remember what shapes that I look for at the rounded bottoms? When we get a rounded shape down here, usually you got some kind of triangle, lower lows, or I mean lower highs, rounding shape. Then you get the fun one, which is the open and broadening pattern, which they kind of intersect a lot of time. This is not the best example, but it's there. It's a little bit wider, or a little bit more crazier but I'd like to go from that peak to the next higher peak, so I'm good with that trend line. More of a channel than an open and broadening wedge, but it's on target. It just opens up all this space for good little targets to hit. Sounds crazy right now. Until that one day we come back and then we're back in these areas. Crazy. All right, so XPR, we went over that. Went over XRP. And we're going to take a look at ladies against USD. So I almost missed this one, but I did make a little small purchase of this. So I've got a little position on this. Cause she's just at a juicy bottom. Here on the daily, indicator wise, we have a confirmed buy signal by 2 days. Been confirmed for 2 days here. Starting to level out a little bit. Now, not much has happened, I don't think, over these 2 days as far as price action quite yet. But she's at a nice little bottom area. This is a good area, I think, to kind of DCA on this one. I want to zoom out to the weekly and see if I can just get this thing. A possible double bottom, and she's still working on this bottom part. If you wanted a DGen lottery ticket play, this is Milady's, and she had got a following, got a community. Already went all the way up here to crazy numbers from last time we were here. Last time we were here, it spiked up to this top and made a 4x right there before giving it up. And that's what sucks. Remember, you want to remember that in these coins. It made it 4x, so $100 turned into dang near $500, and then it gave back about 70% of it. After it did that, so if you took your $400 out, you could buy $400 worth right here. And if you were lucky, well, I mean, nobody gets the top, so let's just stop right over here, just somewhere about almost 80% up there. $400, 500%. Oh my gosh, you could actually turn $100 to dang near $2,000 if you played it somewhere close to that. I mean, the possibility is there. The possibility is there to get those kind of returns if you're doing the right things. However, if you were just putting $100 in down here and just riding it, then you don't get those $2,000 returns. $100 in, you would get, I mean, it's not bad though. You get about 700. So taking those profits, man, it's for some of us, it's a hard practice to do, and to do effectively to pull these things. But you got to be taking some good amount of profit so you can pull those things up. But that would require you selling pretty much your whole position up through here to have that $400 to make those gains, right? If you're just selling, I'm only going to sell $100 worth of it up here. I mean, that's cool. You moonbag. You got another, you know, you might have Another $100 put in down here. So there's all different ways that you can play these ideas, and some of them work out better than others, and some of them you don't get to execute as well as you hope to or plan to. There's all kinds of surprises in this market, but some kind of strategy. This is on the weekly, by the way. All right, my ladies, let's come down. Smaller time frame. So it looks like she's trying to make a higher low or a double bottom. I can't tell just yet. Hopefully a higher low. So let's see if we can come back down to this 304 area. We're at 309. Not too far away. Great place to DCA. It's just not time for this one to pop off yet, but imagine what it'd be like when it does, because it can make some moves, right? It can make some moves when she does go. Guys, I appreciate it. We're going to take a look at, appreciate you hanging out with me. Come back over and take a look at Bitcoin here on the smaller time frame. 6 minute, the 06 minute. And what's she doing? What are you doing, Bitcoin? Have you done anything good since we left? 6 minute got a green dot. Maybe we'll get a bounce here. Stochastics are past the signal line. Starting to get a green candle here. Of course, we got them before and lost them. Getting a few areas I was looking for that we could come back down to. Haven't reached yet. May not. But we got a chance. Come back down to this 113.3 area. We got a trend line right here. So if that breaks though, then I wouldn't be worried as much about some of these lower areas as much. The 1 minute. You know, actually this looks like she might be getting ready to break out or have a chance to. Might have some problems over here getting that first high out of the way, but 800, 600, and 300. Actually in bullish order over here. That's promising on these bigger moving averages in my personal opinion. Especially after they just flip good over there. So, I might get a little action out of this here next few minutes. That'd be cool. Was there any bullish divergence happening there? Not really. It was some weak-ass bullish divergence. Hoping we'd see a pump before we end the show, but not seeing it. But maybe we'll see it over the hour after. That'd be cool. I'd like to see us get a higher low out of Bitcoin. I'd like to see this altcoin market do a little something something. Meanwhile, here on the 6 minute total 3, that's a nice one. Bouncing off this bottom here. That's nice. Starting to get something. Recovering the 9 moving average, even on this small ass time frame. First step in the right direction right there. There was some bullish divergence here, smaller time frame. I would really like to see us recover a little bit. I would like to see a bullish day tomorrow. Hopefully we can have that. All right, guys. I'm calling it a night. Take one more look at Bitcoin in 113.5, shaky area. But hey, man, it's better than being at 94,000, 78,000, or even 100,000, unless you're trying to accumulate. But the lower we go down, the more we have to fight to come back up to get to our new higher highs. So it's best if we don't go down as low. My personal opinion. Let's go ahead and get this parabolic move going, baby. Let's go ahead and make all this money happen. I'm tired of being in this dang market for 4 years. I'm ready to get paid. Just saying. Got a little emotional there. 21 people, thank you so much for hanging out. Go to the end screen, listen to some music, and see the chat. And come back and wake up tomorrow and do it all over again. Get out there and make that money, guys. Hope you all make that life-changing money this cycle. Let's try to be smart about it. Keep our wits about us. Follow the people that are willing to give you good advice and not trying to take your money and sell you some little dream and talking more about their egos and things like that. You don't want to waste the last few months that you got here. Whoever you're following, as long as they're giving you some good solid alpha, giving you some good sources so you can back it up, and you're seeing some good results from them, and I think you're doing pretty good. But if you're new to the game, just be careful who you follow. The guys, if you've been here for a while, you've already figured a lot of this stuff out by now. So you guys already know. You guys already know. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. See you tomorrow. there's Jay Violet. How's it going, Jay Violet? Good to see you.
Whispers flow, charts are dancing under moonlit skies. Temptation hums as the market lies.
Well, thank you, Anita, for hanging out with us.
Line, don't take
Pumpkin, I hadn't done the pumpkin in a while, huh?
wait for the trigger, don't take fate. Almost
Is that how the turkey started? I think that's how the turkey started. I think the story behind the turkey was we used to turn into a pumpkin if I went too long, especially during October at Halloween. And then I think in Thanksgiving it was turning into a turkey, but somehow the turkey is stuck.
a gorgeous setup like a diamond's gleam. Every candle hides a darker scheme.
Let's get all degen over here on this 10-second chart.
But your
The 10-second chart for Bitcoin.
hold the line, don't take the bait.
Local pattern.
The trigger, don't take
Fair chance to break out. May come back for a double partial decline, though. May revisit these areas. That would suck. If you break out, though, that's cool. A bigger idea is a better idea, though. The more reliable idea.
baseline drops like a beating heart. Each charted move,
Looks like we might be going for that partial decline.
feel the rhythm, but stay your hand.
Come on down. Show me what you got.
Find where you'll stand. Moments in pose could steal it all, like chasing stars.
Looking for some kind of support somewhere around these areas.
Ride the wave that
And it could take a whole hour to get there. Who knows?
favors those who wait for more.
Oh, but you got a trend line here, though. Huh. There we go. She's a happening. She's a happening. Come on down, baby. Come on, do what you gotta do, and then let's bounce.
It's hard to keep track of all the
Work it out, girl. Come on.
I'm taking.
Get it out of your system.
With every trait, there's a chance that I might be faking. But I know that I need to take.
You know, I've not looked at sushi in a while. It's still out there. Sushi swap is still a thing. What's it at? 70? Well, we on Binance? That is some janky price action. I'm on the 10-second. No wonder.
So I can stay ahead of the curve. I gotta say that I'm sorry at the end of the night.
Yeah, it looks like sushi has been up to about $1.08.
I've got my stop loss orders
It was at $2.77 back in December, so yeah, it's still out there.
to protect
Still out there doing some stuff.
from losing too much.
Some nice bottoms. Might be one to start looking at.
To stay informed.
Take a look at the tokenomics team, see what they've been up to, if they got anything going on. It is an exchange coin, and it might have some perks coming now that we got some more regulation favorable. Remember, the governance token, what's now a governance token for these exchanges, they were, when they were first coming out, the plan that they wanted to do was sharing of fees that the exchange made with the token holders. But Gary and all the SEC stuff, Gary Gensler was pointing securities, accusing securities and Wells notices and all that. And so they had to kill those ideas. Now we got favorable legislation starting to open those doors back up since Gary's out of the house. F you, Gary Gensler. I'm going to make a shirt that says that. Even still, he goes down in history as him and Elizabeth Warren as people tried to take down our crypto, try to take down our retirement. That's how you got to look at it. You need both them people out of office. You Massachusetts vote for Elizabeth Warren. I'm going to say, what the fuck is wrong with you? No nicer way to say that. Nice broadening channel that we seem to be in for Sushi Swap. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you. It's time for me to say good night, and thank you guys for being here. See you on the next one. Good night, John Boy. Elizabeth Warren, I agree. Still got her finger in the... she's still got her hand in there. She's still got something across from them bankers on this Genius Act.